Hello. In this video, we are going to learn about a financial function called as yield disk or discount yield. We already discussed about yield in our previous video. If you haven't watched it, please check out my previous videos. Before we implement this function in Power BI, let's try to understand what this function means with some definitions and with the help of simple example in Excel. Here we have the definition and the syntax. Returns the annual yield for a discounted security. So basically, the discount yield is a way of calculating bonds return when it is sold at a discount to its face value and also expressed as a percentage. And if I scroll down a bit here, so we have the syntax and it takes 5 parameters, the last one being optional. The settlement date is the date after the issue date when the security is traded to the buyer. And we have the maturity. It's the date when the security expires. And PR is the security's price per $100 face value, and the redemption is the security's redemption value, and basis, which is an optional, so and it can take a parameter between inputs from 0 to 4, and this is how the days are counted based on each inputs. And we have the return value, which is the annual yield, and some of the remarks. I'm not going to go into all the details here. And if I scroll down a bit, we have the example. And I'm going to take this as an example and try to solve this in Excel and in Power BI. Let's go to Excel now. Here we have all the information. So we have the settlement date, the maturity date, the price, redemption value, or par value. Let's try two methods. One, let's try to use a manual method by using a formula, and let's try with Excel built-in function. First, let me try to do this with the help of formula here, equal to, we have the par value, so $100 minus purchase price 99.80, close the parenthesis, and divided by par value, that is $100 times 360 divided by days to maturity. It's a difference between your settlement date and maturity date. It's 14, and we have it here. So let me convert this into percentage, 1 decimal places, and click OK, 5.3. And now let's try to do the same thing using the Excel built-in function, yield disk. We have the settlement date here and the maturity date and the purchase price, redemption value, and basis. I'm going to use actual 360. Input as 2. Hit enter. Change this to a percentage, 1 decimal places. And we have it here. Our important point here is the settlement date. It should be in a date format. If it is a text or a string, you're going to get an error. So if you look here, I have input as 14. So I know the difference between this date already. Maturity date minus settlement date, it's 14. So that's the reason I have put here 14. So this is how we calculate our discount yield in Excel. Now let's quickly go to Power BI and try to implement the same function. Ideally, we should get exactly the same result, but let's give a try. Here is the PBI file, and I have the data here. I have the settlement date, the maturity date, the price, redemption value. So to reiterate, so settlement date and all the dates should be in a date format. If not, you are going to get an error. Okay. And now let's quickly go to report here, and let me add a new measure. I'm calling this as discounted yield. Equal to, I'm going to use the yield disk function, and I'm going to use a selected value function here. And the first parameter being, it was settlement date. Okay. Settlement date. And then we have the maturity date. And then the purchase price. Price. And then last one is the par value. And then the basis, I'm going to take 2 as my basis and hit enter. So now let me change this to a percentage. And let me keep it 1 decimal places here and bring this to the values in this card. 5.3. This is exactly what we got in Excel. So this is how we calculate the scale function in Excel and in Power BI. I hope this video was helpful, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share with your friends or colleagues. Okay, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.